Welcome to Nightfall Whisper Tales, where stories unfold like gentle dreams under moonlit skies. Here, powerful, imaginative worlds become soothing bedtime journeys, guiding you softly towards sleep. With every tale, you'll explore realms both familiar and fantastic, each woven in calm narration that helps quiet your thoughts. If you find peace in these gentle worlds, please like and subscribe to support future journeys together. In tonight's story, we journey with Ciri beneath the drifting silver of night as she faces her past and follows the path of prophecy toward the Tower of the Swallow. You'll find tranquil forests, hushed memories, and quiet courage flowing through every moment. Allow your mind to drift as each whispered step brings us closer to a destiny shaped by shadows and hope, wrapped in the calm of the forest's embrace. Chapter 1. The Whispering Wind. The moonlight slips between ancient trees, silvering Ciri's path as she wanders through the gentle forests. The air is alive with soft leaf whispers, a lullaby for those who tread lightly at night. Each step is a quiet echo of memories, both haunting and full of meaning that have carried her to this sacred path. In this solitude, the story of her journey unfurls, drawn onward by an unseen prophecy. Ciri's breath is steady, merging with the sighs of swaying branches overhead. She moves with quiet resolve, listening to hints of the past carried by the night breeze. Each sound rustling leaves, distant owls reminds her of companions lost and friendships cherished. The moon above tenderly lights her way, guiding her footsteps deeper into the heart of destiny, while the prophecy's gentle call grows ever stronger in the silence of the woods. As Ciri travels deeper into the labyrinth of shadows, each whisper in the wind becomes a voice from her history. Shadows of her pursuers flicker at the edge of awareness, yet she presses on, certain that every hardship has meaning. In this hushed world, she senses the Tower of the Swallow standing between hope and fate. Trusting her journey, she carries the weight of what was and what will be, letting the forest lull her fears to rest. Chapter 2. Footprints of the Past. Ciri moved quietly along the moonlit path, her breath mingling with the cool night air. Soft shadows of memories began to slip beside her, each whisper from the past gentle yet insistent. Faces she had loved and lost flickered in the corners of her mind, their smiles and tears haunting the silence. The world around her hushed, listening to those silent footprints that never truly faded away. In the gentle darkness, Ciri paused by a gnarled old tree, letting the weight of memories settle on her shoulders. She thought of her childhood laughter, the protective warmth of friends, and the promise of safety that always seemed just out of reach. Memories lingered, swirling like mist around her heart, both comforting and sorrowful. With each quiet heartbeat, she reconciled joy and pain, walking onward with her past held close. A solitary breeze rustled through the grass as Ciri recalled moments of fear and bravery intertwined. She saw herself slipping away from pursuers beneath starlit branches, a swift shadow in the night. Yet, with each escape, there was a cost loss, exhaustion, the ache of longing for what once was. Still, the night seemed to cradle her, reminding her that even the hardest journeys leave behind hope along the margins of memory. Ciri's footsteps faltered when she remembered those who had guided her, teachers and companions who shaped her destiny. Their voices, distant but never forgotten, were like soft lanterns in the darkness. Some memories glimmered with courage, others echoed with regret. But in the calm hush of night, Ciri found strength in both, allowing her past to become a quiet companion rather than a burden on her journey. Standing beneath a canopy of drifting clouds, Ciri looked up and whispered farewells to those memories not yet ready to fade. The night carried her words gently, promising comfort but never fully erasing sorrow. As she continued onward, the memories followed no longer ghosts, but gentle reminders of who she had been and who she was becoming. Each step forward was both farewell and a promise to remember. Chapter 3. Shadows on the Path. The moon hangs quietly above, casting silver ribbons on the forest floor as Ciri moves forward. The air is still, but not empty. Each careful step she takes is matched by a distant, echoing footfall in the darkness behind her. Her senses sharpen, catching every rustle of leaves and snap of a twig, yet she does not falter. Her breath remains steady, guided by deep resolve. Shadows slip between the ancient trees, silent and relentless. Ciri feels the presence of her pursuers pressing closer, though she cannot see them. Instead of panic, a gentle clarity fills her mind, her focus narrowing to the path ahead. Memories of old lessons drift to her words about trust, instinct, and the silence found within fear. These thoughts become her shield as she threads quietly through the underbrush. Beneath the hush of wind in the treetops, the chase unfolds like a slow, whispered dance. Ciri's pursuers are determined, yet she senses their hesitation and careful calculation behind their pursuit. The forest itself seems to watch, ancient branches arching overhead, moonbeams dappling Ciri's path in shifting patterns. With every step, she listens, but also learns, letting the shadows teach her the art of moving unseen. Her heart beats a steady rhythm, echoing softly in her chest, a reminder that she is both hunted and guided. Something deeper than fear pulses with a kind of wordless wisdom. She recalls a time before the chase, when silence felt like comfort and darkness promised safety. Now, both are allies. The night closes around her, not as a threat, but as a veil that shields and empowers her journey onward. The footsteps behind her grow faint, almost respectful of her calm persistence. Ciri scarcely looks back, trusting her instincts to carry her forward. With each stride, her confidence grows as she slips further into the embrace of the moonlit forest. The chase is not just about escape, but understanding the power that comes from moving forward, unshaken by the shadows that linger just behind. The path is uncertain, yet she walks it bravely. Chapter 4. The Song of the Nightbird. In the calm hush between midnight and dawn, Ciri rests beneath ancient boughs. Just as the silence grows heavy, a nightbird's song flutters through the stillness. Its notes spread out, delicate and enchanting, inviting her into a rare moment of peace. Each gentle trill weaves with the soft whispers of leaves above, creating a lullaby that soothes her tired heart. The melody floats through the dappled shadows like a gentle breeze, winding around Ciri's thoughts and worries. For a while, she lets go of memories of pursuit and danger, letting the bird's song carry her far from her fear. The music is more than beautiful. It feels almost enchanted, as if it's meant just for her, whispering ancient comfort into the moonlit woods. With every note, Ciri senses the presence of hidden magic lingering in the world around her. The song becomes a thread, connecting her to something timeless in the wild. It soothes the ache in her bones and quiets the echoes of her troubled journey. Wrapped in this haunting melody, she surrenders to a softer moment and lets hope grow quietly again in her heart. The forest glows faintly, as if in response to the enchanting lullaby. Shadows seem to dance with the rhythm, and the silence is painted gold by the melody of the nightbird. Ciri's breathing slows, matching the music. She closes her eyes, lost in the gentle spell cast by the song. In this hidden corner of the night, she feels watched over and safe, if only for a moment. As the nightbird's song fades into the distance, peace lingers on the forest air. The world around Ciri feels changed, touched by something gentle and wild. Though her journey is far from over, this small gift of beauty lets her rest, wrapped in the night's embrace. Quiet hope settles beside her, promising that even in the darkest times, a song may rise to guide her spirit home. Chapter 5. Crossroads of Fate. The moon hung low as Ciri approached a fork veiled in mist. Here, the path split in two, both beckoning her beneath towering silent trees. She paused in the hush, breath held in gentle suspense, as if the world itself waited for her choice. Whispering winds rustled memories and hopes alike, and ancient instincts pricked at her skin, sensing a turning point ahead. In this quiet moment, prophetic dreams began to stir within Ciri's mind, delicate visions that carried the echoes of voices long past. Each dream shimmered at the edge of her sight, hinting at fates entwined and destinies unwritten. The Tower of the Swallow seemed to call to her from the future. Its presence felt like a lighthouse in the velvety night, urging her gently to choose her path with great care. She closed her eyes, steadying her breath, and let her thoughts drift through tangled memories. Faces flickered, friends lost along the wayside, enemies lurking in the shadows of her journey. The weight of these memories pressed softly against her heart, yet she still found a quiet courage, softly blooming like wildflowers after rain. At these crossroads, Ciri understood that each step forward would shape her tale anew. Night wrapped gently around her, quieting the forest into a hush. The left path seemed gentle, promising a slow route through hidden glades, while the right descended toward marshlands blanketed by swirling mists. Each path held secrets, familiar and strange. Ciri's dreams pulsed brighter now, colored by hope, dread, and the certainty that the tower lingered, waiting for her threads of destiny to reach its ancient doors. With a final breath, Ciri chose her way, guided by longing and the quiet wisdom of the dreams beside her. Footsteps silent, heart steady, she walked onward into the unknown, feeling time converge and destinies tremble. The crossroads of fate faded behind her, and the forest seemed to bow in hush and awe. Before her, the tower of the swallow shimmered, a promise whispering within the gentle moon-brushed darkness. Chapter 6. The Silent Pursuit. In the quiet hush beneath ancient trees, Ciri moves with a gentle urgency. The forest is alive with secrets, yet every sound is softened by moss and mist. Behind her, shapes slip through the undergrowth, closer now, their presence woven into the quiet. Still, Ciri's breath is even. She trusts the pull of destiny guiding her steps, believing that fate itself shields her from harm tonight. With every step, the woods seem to cradle Ciri in serenity, even as watchful eyes draw near. Nothing about her pursuers is revealed by the whisper of the wind or the hush of distant branches. Shadows flicker at the edge of her awareness, but she continues, heart steady and resolve untouched. The gentle embrace of the forest becomes her companion, a barrier between herself and those who stalk her path. Though the tension in the air grows with each careful footfall, Ciri's spirit remains calm. Each moment she is pursued, she surrenders her fear and trusts in the silence to cloak her true intentions. The forest, vast and knowing, offers her winding paths and thick undergrowth for cover. Her journey flows gently onward, marked by the unwavering trust that her fate, though uncertain, remains tucked safely within the wood's gentle hold. Unseen, the pursuers press closer, their movements muted by the careful tread of hunters. Ciri pauses at the edge of a shallow stream, listening to the delicate rush of water. For a moment, time hangs suspended her pursuers just beyond sight, patience balancing with her own. Serenity radiates from her, an invisible shield drawing on belief in her path. The woods continue to shroud her in calm, speaking softly of trust and destiny. As the moon slips through branches above, Ciri moves deeper into the twilight forest, footsteps blending with the sound of wind among leaves. Her presence remains undetected, protected by the peace she draws inward. Far behind, her pursuers are swallowed by the silence and shadows. The chase is not over, yet she glides ahead with quiet certainty, trusting the forest's whispered promises to guide her toward whatever fate the night may hold. Chapter 7. The Forgotten Echoes. The moon casts silver light across ancient standing stones as Ciri wandered deeper into the quiet heart of the forest. Each stone seemed to hum with memories, their surfaces etched with lichen and mysterious runes. In the hush of night, the air thickened with anticipation. Ciri felt the past pressing close, like breath on her neck. She slowed, listening for a sign, every sense on gentle alert. The gentle wind stirred the grass around the standing stones, carrying with it faint whispers. Ancient voices seemed to drift in and out of hearing, weaving secrets with the sound of leaves. Ciri closed her eyes and let the echoes wash over her, their cryptic words speaking of old destinies and futures not yet written. Guided by the murmurs, she pressed onward, each step threading her fate deeper into the tapestry of prophecy. With every whisper, the forest transformed. Shapes hinted at forgotten meanings, and shadows moved as if alive, guarding unseen truths. Ciri touched one stone lightly, feeling a cold shiver travel up her armor pulse from ages past. The stories of those who walked before her surged through her mind, urging her not to fear. Destinies intertwined, guiding her ever closer to the mystery sleeping beneath moss and star. Ciri's footsteps barely disturbed the moss as she moved among the stones. The ancient echoes grew louder, threads of prophecy wrapping gently around her thoughts. Each syllable seemed to reveal part of her journey, telling her she was both seeker and sought. In the quiet, the forest offered comfort, even as it cloaked secrets in shadow. Ciri breathed in slowly, heart steady, letting the guidance of the whispers lead her on. The standing stones finally thinned out, moonlight revealing an archway shrouded in vines. The last echoes faded, leaving a hush thick with possibility. Ciri glanced back once, honoring the wisdom of the past. The path ahead beckoned, shaped by prophecy's gentle hand. With quiet courage, she stepped forward, knowing the old magic would follow her into whatever secrets the deeper forest held, and that the journey was far from over. Chapter 8. Tears Like Rain. Soft thunder rumbles in the distance as dusk brings a gentle rain across the wild, shadowed landscape. Ciri, weary from her journey and the weight she carries inside, searches for a moment of peace. Her footsteps slow as she spies a wide, ancient tree, all gnarled roots and whispering leaves, a quiet refuge from the world and the endless chase behind her. Ciri settles beneath the sheltering branches, pressing her back gently against the rough bark. Rain patters above her, rhythmic and soothing, blurring the sharp aches of her restless heart. In this secluded pocket of calm, she finally lets herself exhale. With each breath, she feels the tension start to slip away, her guarded strength giving way to a tenderness she rarely shows herself. As the downpour grows, Ciri closes her eyes, surrendering to the soft music of raindrops overhead. Her thoughts drift to faces she has lost and memories she keeps locked behind silent resolve. Tears gather, quiet and unbidden, sliding down her cheeks and mingling with the cool rain. For a fleeting moment, she is just a lost girl beneath a storm, free to grieve. With each tear shed, Ciri feels the shadows of old sorrows lighten. The rain acts as a gentle balm, washing away fears and fractured hopes. In that sacred hush, she cradles her heart's longing and pain. No pursuers, no destiny to fight. Only the invitation to release burdens too heavy to bear alone, as the storm embraces her grief with gentle cleansing hands. When the storm finally softens, the air glows with the promise of renewal. Ciri's tears have faded, her spirit quietly mended in the hush beneath the old tree. As moonlight peers through thinning clouds, she rises with steadier breath, letting a wave of gratitude fill the hollow where sorrow once rested. The world feels softer now, and Ciri is ready to walk forward once more. Chapter 9. The Moon's Reflection. The rain that once drummed on leaves now softens into gentle whispers around Ciri. She steps into a tranquil clearing, the world painted silver beneath the night sky. Before her, a small pond mirrors the moon's pale light, its surface still and undisturbed. Ciri stands at its edge, her breath quiet as she lets the calm wash over her, preparing to see herself anew. The moon's reflection shimmers across the pond, illuminating Ciri's tired face gazing back at her. For a long moment, all is silent except for the soft drip of water from branches above. In that peaceful hush, Ciri finds the world slowing down. Her worries begin to fade, replaced by a gentle clarity. She kneels, fingers brushing the cool water, and finally feels safe enough to truly rest. As Ciri watches the moon's mirrored glow, her memories pass before her as ripples in the pond. Faces from the past, voices of pursuit, and the fears that chased her all swirl and dissolve. The moonlight weaves softly through the silence, guiding her spirit toward peace. Here, in this hidden sanctuary, she realizes how far she has journeyed, and that she carries strength shaped by every test. The pond becomes a gentle tapestry, holding both shadow and light. Ciri's reflection appears clearer, her eyes brighter than before. She sees not only her scars and tiredness, but also resilience and hope. The quiet night wraps her in comfort, the moon's presence a silent companion. With each breath, Ciri feels purpose returning, her heart steadying with the promise of new possibilities that await beyond the dawn. Slowly, Ciri rises, leaving behind the last echoes of rain. The moon's reflection lingers in her mind, a gentle beacon lighting her path forward. With renewed resolve, she turns from the pond, carrying the peace she found within. The night deepens, but her spirit remains bright. In this calm, sacred moment, Ciri discovers that sometimes the quietest reflections reveal the most profound truths of all. Chapter 10. The Shifting Path. The world around Ciri seems alive beneath the heavy grey sky, reacting to her hurried footsteps and anxious breaths. With each step, the roots seem to twist a little more, the branches closing closer, and the wind holds its breath. There is a sense that the path itself is no longer fixed, but bending, changing, swept along by the current of her fate. Deeper into the heart of the woods, Ciri's every movement whispers with the promise of something drawing near. Moss-covered stones glisten in dappled moonlight, while tangled undergrowth tugs at her cloak. She can almost feel eyes watching from behind the trunks, their gaze ancient and knowing. The way ahead is unfamiliar, as if the very ground beneath her is being rearranged by unseen hands just beyond her sight. The forest air grows heavier, charged with the quiet electricity of magic. The landscape warps softly with each step paths split and merge without warning, and gentle mists drift like veils between the trees. In the silence, there is a heartbeat, slow and steady, not her own. It feels as though the world itself listens and waits, tugged onward by the promise of the tower's call. Old memories begin to flicker at the edges of Ciri's mind, blending with the strangeness of the shifting path. Images of journeys past and voices long silenced swirl like autumn leaves, guiding her through uncertainty. The trees lean in, close and protective, as if urging her not to turn back. The promise of destiny seems to pulse just ahead, elusive but steadily coming into focus. With every uncertain footfall, Ciri feels the pull of the tower grow stronger, an invisible thread tightening with each breath. She keeps her eyes forward, trusting her instincts where the landscape offers no guidance and the stars are hidden. The shifting woods challenge her to move bravely into the unknown, where the boundaries between path and prophecy have begun to blur. Chapter 11. The Lure of the Tower. The air thickens with anticipation as Ciri approaches the edge of a mist-laden lake. She pauses, senses tingling, fixated on the slender silhouette rising from the far shore. The Tower of the Swallow stands quiet and ageless, both refuge and enigma. Each step draws her closer to a fate that feels as old as the stones themselves, beckoning through veils of time and memory. Beneath a vault of low, drifting cloud, Ciri walks along the spongy path, eyes never leaving the haunting shape of the tower. The silence is profound, broken only by the gentle whisper of wind and the distant call of an unseen bird. There is comfort here, an almost maternal embrace in the hush, yet the tower's presence holds a gravity that tugs at her spirit, drawing her forward with both hope and dread. The lake's surface is smooth as glass, reflecting the Tower of the Swallow in its silvery stillness. Ciri's thoughts drift to moments from her past, memories that echo with longing and fear, old words whispered by those she loves and lost. The path is lonely, but she does not falter. Each footstep along the muddy shore brings her destiny into sharper focus, the promise and peril within those walls. As mist curls around her boots and cloaks the ground, Ciri lets out a slow breath. The air seems to thicken with ancient secrets as she gazes up at the tower's silent spire. She feels the weight of centuries, of countless souls who have approached this very place, driven by hope or desperation. Yet it is her story the wind carries now, a story poised at the threshold of transformation, awaiting the next quiet step. Ciri stands at the boundary where land meets lake, heart caught between anticipation and unease. The tower looms ever closer, its windows like watchful eyes in the shadowed dusk. The urge to enter pulls at her with gentle insistence, promising solace but demanding courage. In the hush, even the birds seem to hold their breath, as if fate itself is pausing, watching, waiting for Ciri to cross into the unknown. Chapter 12. Thresholds and Trials. Ciri stands before the towering doors, the air thick with anticipation and memories that swirl at the edges. The heavy wood breathes old magic, and soft spectral lights begin to dance across the stone, casting shifting patterns at her feet. Each shimmer whispers a fragment of who she was and who she might become. She takes a slow, steadying breath, every sense attuned to the mysteries hiding beyond. The spectral glow intensifies as Ciri raises her hand, hesitating at the threshold. Each delicate flicker seems to pulse with echoes of her deepest fears and her quietest hopes. The past echoes around her, every loss, every fleeting joy, woven through these flickering lights. She feels the weight of her choices, the possibility of new beginnings, and the lingering question of whether she truly belongs beyond these ancient doors. Inside, shadows ripple gently, forming shapes that beckon her forward. The silence is profound, broken only by the soft whisper of wind through cracks in the stone. Each step is a tester trial by memory and resolve. Light and dark waltz slowly, illuminating the dream she carries and the sorrow she must lay down. As Ciri crosses the threshold, she senses the fabric of her destiny trembling gold wounds murmuring, yet hope glows softly, urging her onward. The tower's heart is a maze of old illusions and shimmering phantoms, each testing Ciri's spirit. Faces from her journey flicker in and out of sight, friends lost, dangers confronted, secret kindnesses remembered like lanterns in the gloom. She moves through each vision, refusing to flinch. There is no going back, only pausing long enough to honor what she overcame. Soft, spectral hands seem to guide her, steadying her trembling steps. With the final step, Ciri leaves the wavering lights behind, her heart still trembling but braver now for having faced them. The tower's deep silence embraces her, promising new secrets and the possibility of peace. She glances once over her shoulder, the past shrinking in the spectral haze. Within these ancient stones, she finds a fragile resolve, building a sense that beyond this trial, a gentler destiny may finally be within her reach. Chapter 13. Chamber of Prophecy. Within the ancient tower, Ciri steps quietly, her footsteps echoing along winding, age-old staircases. The air hums with gentle, unseen power, soft lights flicker on the cold stone walls, and shadows curl into delicate shapes. Each turn reveals glimpses of the future, whispered by visions that float like mist. Calm and resolute, Ciri moves forward, knowing she is approaching the heart of her destiny, guided by the tower's magic. A gentle warmth brushes Ciri's cheeks as she passes through an arched doorway. The chamber beyond is filled with shifting colors and dazzling threads of light hanging in the air. Every thread pulses with a memory, a hope, or a warning, visions that swirl in silence around her. As she steps deeper, the prophecy begins to reveal itself, painting possibilities across her mind like a soft sunrise after a storm. Ciri pauses at a window shaped like a crescent moon, gazing out over the world below. Through the hazy glass, she sees scenes from her own life, fleeting like fragments of a dream. Faces of her friends, the wild chase through forests, moments of bravery and doubtful linger in the tower's gentle magic. Within these echoes, Ciri uncovers layers of herself, each vision inviting her to accept the path that awaits beyond the chamber. The silence in the chamber deepens as the visions sharpen. A distant voice, soft but unyielding, calls Ciri by name. She stands enveloped in light, knowing the prophecy is meant for her alone. As images tumble past shadowed riders, a lost world, a promise held in starlight, the resolve hardens. The magic, though peaceful, holds tremendous purpose, encouraging her to face her destiny with open eyes and unwavering heart. With a final breath, Ciri steps into the heart of the chamber, where everything seems to shimmer with possibility. The walls glow, bathed in tranquil colors, while the visions quieten into a gentle hush, like a lullaby before dawn. Here, surrounded by the tower's enduring presence, Ciri feels the future unfold within her. She is changed, guided by prophecy's gentle hand, and ready for the journey that lies beyond these enchanted halls. Chapter 14. A new dawn beckons. The first hints of sunlight spill across the ancient stones, painting gold and hope upon a world reborn. Ciri stands quietly at the tower's pinnacle, the wind carrying the night's lingering secrets away. She draws a deep breath, sensing the weight of her journey beginning to lift at last. The horizon stretches wide before her, as if inviting her to take that first step into possibility. The hush of dawn gently enfolds Ciri as she surveys the wide, transformed landscape. She lets her gaze wander beyond the tower, where valleys bloom beneath the awakening sky. Memories flicker at the edges of her thoughts, yet she feels them lose their power with each new ray of light. Here, at this fragile moment between darkness and day, Ciri welcomes the promise shimmering on the horizon. For the first time in many nights, Ciri feels no urgency pressing her forward, no cold breath of pursuers at her back. The ache and sorrow of the past dwindle in the gentle warmth of the morning. Each sound the hush of breeze, the distant call of a bird reminds her that calm can return after even the fiercest storm. Quietly, she acknowledges her trials, then steps forward, ready to greet a future she once thought lost. She closes her eyes for a heartbeat, letting gratitude settle in her chest. She has survived the unraveling of time, the cruelty of hunters, the sharp edges of memory. Now, high atop the world, Ciri feels something newer, fragile peace and a glimmer of hope. As the new dawn stretches before her, she senses countless paths beckoning her onward. Every choice seems possible beneath this wide and gentle sky. The world shimmers as the last shadows slip away, and Ciri lingers at the precipice, feeling both humbled and free. With the tower behind her and the promise of light ahead, she surrenders to wonder. She smiles softly at herself, at the day, and at the endless journey before her. As the story of night gives way to a fresh chapter, Ciri's heart beats in quiet sync with the gentle unfolding of a new dawn. Chapter 15. The gentle turning of fate. Ciri's footsteps echo softly as she leaves the ancient tower behind. The night air carries with it a sense of gentle surrender. The past is behind her, distant as a fading star. Ciri's heart is neither heavy nor anxious. Guided by the soft promise of prophecy, she enters the world beyond the tower's door, sensing her journey is far from over. Each step a quiet promise. Each step a quiet promise. The moon is a silent sentinel above, its light silvering the path ahead. Ciri walks in harmony with her destiny, the forest around her calm and whispering secrets through the leaves. Every branch sways gently, as if wishing her safe travels. There is comfort in not knowing every answer, in trusting that fate's gentle hand will guide her where she must go. Ciri breathes in, feeling the tranquility of this new beginning. With each step, Ciri remembers the tower's mysteries and the visions of prophecy that linger like soft echoes in her mind. She feels both lighter and stronger, every moment shaped by acceptance and trust. The pathway glows faintly under the moon, inviting her deeper into the unknown. Though the shadows stretch long beside her, they are no longer threateningly part of the story she carries onward beneath the watchful sky. A gentle wind rises, playfully swirling around Ciri, carrying faint murmurs of distant futures and past farewells. Prophecy is her constant companion, soft as velvet but certain as the stars. She does not rush, letting each sensation moonlight on skin, soft earth beneath her feet root her in the present. Ciri knows the balance between what is chosen and what is destined, embracing both with quiet courage and an open heart. As night deepens, Ciri's silhouette moves with quiet determination, blending with the moonlit world. The tower grows small behind her, but the guidance of prophecy remains bright before her eyes. Where the path and moonlight meet, hope lingers, gentle yet unyielding. Ciri journeys onward, certain now that the end of this chapter only signals the start of another, where destiny and dreams weave together, ever guiding her forward on the path ahead.